Thank you for coming by. Tory Magoo 44. Today is August 24th, 2014. And if you followed my videos at all or my Facebook, you know that my roommate and my dear friend John Dries passed away last night at 9:12. And he had friends and family around him. He was a very wonderful roommate, and he's just been a tremendous friend to me. And I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about him. It's stuff that he wouldn't talk about. And I wouldn't talk about it except if it can save one life. It's important that it be said. And as you know, I've made many, many videos about suicide. And I now know 10 Scientology kids who've taken their own lives. And if you're in Scientology and you feel like you're trapped, I promise you, you can just walk out the door. It's nothing more than walking across the street. On one side, you're in Scientology, and the other side, you're on the other side of the street and you're free. It's nothing more than that. They make it into all this stuff. You'll lose all your friends. You'll be a degraded being, yada, yada. And these kids, I think they get one parent in, one parent out, and it's like a rubber band, and it just gets so far out, and then they whatever. But John's son and Vicky Dries, their son, shot himself to death, and John has lived with that torture for all of these years. And he already was depressed that he got into Scientology to get help for, and they never helped him. I was there when Bill Yachty said, "Why did you leave Scientology?" And he said, "Because I was depressed and no one would help me." And Bill Yachty went and looked in his folders and he said, "Well, there's nothing in here about depression." Well, how could there be anything about depression? Scientology doesn't respect anything having to do with mental illness. That's why John Travolta's son he tried to say he had the Kawasaki syndrome. He can't say he had autism. That's a psych term. I know it sounds insane. It is insane. And if you're in Scientology and you have a mental illness, get help. Get real help. Go to a therapist. It's not bad. They're not all evil like Scientology says. I'm not saying everybody should be on psych drugs. I'm not saying that. I agree. Too many people are that probably don't need to be. But maybe these 10 kids, if they had a few, just a few months of medication, maybe they'd be alive today, or therapy. I don't know. But I know that John, I know the torture that he lived with I was there the night that his son shot himself to death at UCLA. I stayed there all night long till 5 in the morning with them. John was hysterical. Vicky was hysterical. Vicky has stayed within the Church of Scientology and is out telling lies about me to this day. And Vicky, if by any chance you hear this, shame on you. You know me. The least you could do, and this is for any Scientologist, the least you can do before you disconnect from someone is call them up and hear their side of things. I mean, have the courage, for Christ's sake. I mean, the torture, and if you're thinking of taking your life, please realize this. It is never one life that goes. It has ripples of pain and torture. It's unbelievable. And that's why I said, he's free. He's finally free. And I know James and he are going to connect. I know they will. And it's a good thing. It's going to be okay. But thank you to everyone. I mean, tons of people. I wrote them that he was passing away, and tons of people wrote him the most wonderful comments. And I read them all to him yesterday because he was just kind of there, but not really there. And I knew he was kind of struggling to really just let go. And I just said, you are, we carry you in our hearts. People around the world, we carry you in our hearts. And it's the same for Denise, who took off recently. And it's hard to lose these people that we love, but they've moved on. They did what they needed to do. John was a great person in many ways. He was a fantastic cramming officer. He helped me when I was like in my early 20s, and that's when I met him, and he was just fantastic. I mean, all these guys were like flunk and everything else, and John was just like, he'd tear it up, throw it in the wastebasket, and go, well, what do you think you need help with? And then he'd write it out, right? It was really great. And he's just been a dear friend of mine for years and years and years. And then when I escaped out, I left for Clearwater, came back, called John, and he wouldn't call me back because he thought I was going to reg him back on OT7. And he didn't want to go back on. He kind of went nuts on OT5. And I was there with him at Flag when he said, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I got it. I did. And I understood it because I saw a lot of people go through the same thing. If you're in and you think you're going crazy, get out. It's nothing more than that. Just get out and take your life back and be free. And I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him a ton. But I want to thank all of you who sent the messages, who cared, sent wishes and prayers and blessings. And thank you so much. And people who sent me wishes and thank you and love. Thank you so much. It really, really means a lot. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to let you know John has had as much as he's been a wonderful person, he's had a hard life, and now he is finally free, really free. And I hope he flies high. And I told him yesterday, I said, you know what, you have more friends on the other side than you have living. So, don't resist it. You know what I mean? It's like he had a few friends, but on this side, but on the other side, he has tons of friends that have already taken off for years and years and years. So hopefully they'll be having a big party and dancing tonight. And to all of you, I love you. I thank you. And I really, really, from the top and bottom of my heart, thank you for being so kind and loving. That's it. I'll talk to you soon. That's why I haven't made very many videos. I've been busy here. Okay, love you all. Bye-bye.